welcome back to MFP Garage segment, MFP Owners Club. This is Peter Robinson and my sidekick, Peter Axford. How you going? We're here with Andrew Jones, who, what was your role on the movie, mate?
My actual credit reads traffic supervisor, but ended up shooting with the second unit crew, playing the dead body, riding some of the motorbikes, and in actual fact, for one shot, I'm Mel.
You're Mel?
Yeah, driving the black on black, but unfortunately they framed the bumper, just the bumper, so I didn't get to see.
But you still drove it, though?
I still drove it, yep.
Yeah.
So
I made it up on the trailer with Byron Kennedy playing, the producer playing toe cutter, doing the head turn, back to as the black car sort of using on him. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So how did you get involved with the production of Mad Max?
I had a film production company back then, and Cinema Papers, the trade magazine, had production reports, and there was Mad Max going into production, and it listed 67 stunts and car crashes and so forth. And a film partner and I went, oh, okay, we should go and have a look at this. And so the actual production office was literally 3 streets away from our production office, and so we literally knocked on the door and met George and said, we want to work on your film. And we did.
There you go. So what did you actually do on it?
Well, initially was stopping the traffic for the stunt work. And then as it evolved, when we started doing stunts, we started shooting some of them, playing dead bodies, whatever was needed, really. Half the crews, most of the crews in the film.
Yeah, right.
Pete?
I was just going to say, we've known for a while, but that you told me a great story about way back when, the scene where Johnny the Boy threw the brake drum on the windscreen of the old Holden Ute, and you mentioned how it was done.
Yes.
And also the Ned Kelly camera, how it just missed it.
When the car was rolling down the hill.
Yeah, that was the most awesome story from start to finish about the whole situation.
Well, it was a very small crew, basically. Tim was shooting, I was the camera assistant, George, Byron, and Grant. And I think we had a couple of other hangers on, and there was also the local farmer's kid who was bringing the tractor down to pull the wreck out when we'd finished it. So Grant had set up a ramp to shoot it off into there, and so Tim and I were in the middle of the paddock on a long lens. We thought, yep, and he's going to cartwheel there, that'll be great, and it'll be a really good shot.
Yeah.
Well, there's various versions of why Grant missed the ramp, but George was on one camera and Byron was on the other. George couldn't get his camera to roll. Byron got his to roll, which is the shot of the car leaving the road, and then it just barreled into the paddock. So I'm pulling focus, racking it in as the car's coming closer and closer and closer. And Grant had actually said, if it goes wrong, don't move. I'll steer around you. So, okay, yeah, that's fine. Anyway, it just coming and coming and coming, and then it just dug in and started to roll. And I was quite comfortable with that because you could kind of tell the momentum had now washed off, so it wasn't going to actually cartwheel into us. Yeah. And stopped. We cut. I ran up, got Grant out. Yep, all good. Went back and checked the lens, and he'd stopped 30 foot from camera.
Wow, jeez,
that is incredible. And the other part, that's awesome. And the other part of the story was how you mentioned you guys in the back of the ute throwing the brake drum through the windscreen. I love that story.
Well, that's just a classic special effect of puppetry. Just do it by hand. Yep. And that's the most.
Because you see in the movie, you see Johnny launching it off the top of the hill, but really you're just like standing in the back of the ute and just chucking it into the front of the windscreen.
And who was the cameraman in the passenger seat in the internal shots?
I think probably Dave Egby. Yeah.
What a legend that guy is. The stuff he's done.
Yeah.
Sitting on the back of the motorbike.
Who does that?
And
somebody with big balls.
180 k's an hour. I mean,
I remember him saying that on that bike they were all strapped together. We were strapped together and to the bike.
Like an old seatbelt.
So if we're going down, we're all going down together.
It was a piece of rope, and Grant put it
rope
around the two of them. And I can remember Dale going, "If this goes wrong, it's really going to go wrong." Yeah. And they literally just came up to the traffic stopping point, radioed, "Yep, they're ready to go." Yep. And off they went. I mean, that was the same
And
with the
what a
bongo
shot.
van getting hit. Grant just literally let out the window and went, "Okay, you ready? I'll go down the road. I'll toot twice, and I'll come around and hit it." I was standing by one of the cameras, and he'd previously told me. I said, "Oh, where's it going to stop so I can rack the focus to the right spot?" And he says, "Oh, it'll be about that driveway." Well, if you look in the film, it's still rotating over that driveway.
I mean, you couldn't almost.
Grant just goes flat out.
Yeah. You couldn't rehearse that. It just happened.
Oh, yeah.
I suppose the downside for Byron, the producer, was the fact that the chassis was 2 inches shorter on one side, and it was required for the next shot to drive down the road. So I had to go back to the workshop and get tinkered with so it could run again before it went through the caravan. Wow. Poor car.
So do you what parts in the movie did you play, or did you not play? I should say, do.
Well, my greatest piece was the dead body that Johnny the boy takes the boot off. That's some of my finest acting, I think. I was also the burnt Jim Goose in the hospital. Thank you, Phil. Yes. I was the burnt dead body in the hospital, playing Jim Goose, and then doubled on the bikes for Johnny the boy and Bubba Zanetti when did the split with Pie past the semi-trailer. Yeah.
Regarding the dead body in the hospital, but it was Sheila Florence's hand.
Hand that came out, because they wanted a really small, wizened hand.
Yeah. So we all thought Jimmy Goose got burnt to smithers. So you were laying there, and they got Sheila's hand to do.
Was a separate shot.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Oh, because you see the hands like up like that in the silhouette of the sheet, yeah.
And Max walks off with the gloves down the hallway.
That's the one.
Amazing, yeah.
It's all Hollywood. Just movies.
Yeah. That's it. So you're going to be joining us at the 45th anniversary?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I've started writing a book that I've been trying to write for years, and that last chapter is going to be the 45th. That here we are, 45 years later, and this whole thing's still happening, still being talked about.
Unreal. It's timeless. It's priceless. And look at the new Mad Max films coming out now. And it's going for the younger generations.
But there's also people like the French guy that's written his book that took him 10 years.
Is that Melvin?
Melvin, yes.
He's an absolute. That guy's a genius.
Book is
Genius.
incredible.
He's a genius.
And to think that how many times has he come to Australia and caught up with you guys, me, and
a
come
great
to
man.
displays, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
He's a
Just dedicated.
Yep.
Amongst many of them, there's so many. Like even like your Greg Bells. Yeah. What a great guy. And the locations and all this sort of stuff. Incredible. So big following.
Yeah.
Huge. And we're still kicking.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you at the 45th, mate. Hopefully you'll come. Yeah. And love to see you there.
Thanks, mate.
No worries.
And
beautiful.
Can't wait. Wait.
It's going to be a huge event, mate. 45th.
Looking forward.
Yeah, good stuff, mate. No worries.
Thank you.
Well, thanks, mate.
Cheers.
Thank you.